This. How to share YouTube here video? Any idea? Where to place it? What you can see on the screen?
Nothing, sir.
Nothing. Dhanush, how to share YouTube video here? Last time I did. How to share that? Any idea how to share YouTube video? It was there. You're not getting anything, no? Anyway, let me start with what happened? No. Yeah, can you see the bevel gear design? Yeah? Bevel gear design is there on your screens?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to show a video before starting. Anyway, it did not happen properly. Of course, this is how a bevel gear looks like. Bevel gears are intersecting shafts. Okay, basically. So the shaft axis is one here, and another shaft axis is one there. Okay, through that. And normally the angle between the shaft axis will be 90 degrees. Okay, it will be 90 degrees, and essentially it is used for converting, okay, drive from one plane to another plane. Okay, maybe from horizontal to vertical or from vertical to horizontal. So to convert motion between horizontal and vertical planes, bevel gears are used. If the teeth are straight like this, then they are called straight tooth bevel gear. If the teeth are curved, they are called spiral bevel gears. Is that okay? Are you all there?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So bevel gears are used for transmitting power between intersecting shafts. Normally the shaft axis, the intersecting shaft axis will be 90 degrees. If the angle theta is equal to 90 degrees, that is shaft axis is equal to 90 degrees, they are also called mitre gears. Okay, M-I-T-R-E, mitre. Oh, it is here. Yeah. So they are called mitre gears. If the angle between shaft axis is 90 degrees, most often it is going to be 90 degrees. Such bevel gears are also called mitre bevel gears. Please remember, if in the question, if they say design miter bevel gears, that means the theta, the shaft angle theta is 90 degrees. Is that okay? If they don't specify any shaft angle, then also we are going to take it as 90 degrees. If they say miter gears, then it is theta is nothing but 90 degrees. That is the shaft angle. Are you there? That's very, very important. Are you there with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So have you understood what is bevel? So bevel gears are used for transmitting motion and power from one plane to another plane. That is from horizontal plane to vertical plane, or from vertical plane to horizontal plane. Is that okay? And they are essentially intersecting shaft axis, and normally the shaft axis will be 90 degrees. Okay, the angle of shaft axis is 90 degrees. So if the shaft axis is 90 degrees, then we call it as miter bevel gear. Or you can have bevel gears with acute angle bevel gear also, and obtuse angle bevel gear also. It can be less than 90 degrees or more than 90 degrees also. That is, shaft angle can be less than 90 or more than 90 also. But most often it's going to be 90-degree shaft angle. That is theta. Okay, are you there? Note down this sentence. Note down the first sentence. That is, note down first sentence over here, and note down this, whatever I have shown in inclined one. Please note down that. And one more important thing is the teeth are tapered in both thickness and height. Okay. Finished, huh? Did you finish writing this?
Yes, sir.
So this sentence, the first sentence, and whatever that is there inclined here. Okay. Both sentences you have taken. You please add note. If angle is not specified, we take it as 90 degrees. Okay. If not given, take theta is equal to 90 degrees. Please note down. If not given, the shaft angle theta is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. Shall we move on to the next?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. This is again the terminology of bevel gears. So here, whatever that you see, delta 1 and delta 2, okay, they are pitch angles. Pitch angle of pinion and pitch angle of gear. Is that okay? And D1 and D2 are pitch diameters of pinion and gear. Okay, and this is back cone angle, and this is the cone distance, okay, cone distance, and this is the back cone radius. This is back cone radius, because we need to know, again we have got formative number or virtual number of teeth here. It is the number of teeth in a spur gear, okay, having pitch radius equal to back cone distance or cone distance L. Is that okay? Back cone distance, okay, that is cone distance here. Back cone distance, if you make a cylinder out of, okay, take a cylinder, okay, of diameter equal to back cone distance and cut number of spur gear teeth on that cylinder, whatever the number of teeth that we are going to get on the cylinder is the virtual or formative number of teeth on a bevel gear. Please remember, theta is the shaft angle, delta 1 and delta 2 are pitch angles respectively of pinion and gear. Are you there? D1 and D2 are pitch diameters of pinion and gear respectively. If not given, we are going to take shaft angle to be equal to 90 degrees. Okay? Pitch angle is the angle made by pitch line of the gear with the gear axis or shaft axis. It is the angle made by the pitch line of the gear with the gear axis. This is the gear axis, that is theta degrees. So the angle made by this, okay, pitch line of the gear. This is the pitch line of the gear. So the angle made by this pitch line with the shaft axis is called the pitch angle. Are you there? Are you there? Okay. Could you understand what I was discussing? Could you understand?
Yes, sir.
It is the angle made by, this is the pitch line, okay? This is the pitch line, right? This is the pitch line. The angle made by this pitch line with reference to shaft axis, this angle is called pitch angle. This is with reference to gear, that is delta 2, okay? And then formative number of teeth is given by, okay, Z is equal to Z1 by cos delta 1. Okay. And one thing you should remember is, for a given shaft angle theta, we need to calculate delta 1 and delta 2. That is the pitch angles delta 1 and delta 2. Okay, that depends upon the shaft angle theta. If it is acute angle bevel gear, we have different set of equations. If it is equal to 90 degrees, we have two equations. And if it is obtuse angle bevel gear, then we have two different equations to calculate delta 1 and delta 2, which are essentially the pitch angles. So pitch angle is the angle made by the pitch line with reference to shaft axis. Is that okay? Are you there? So once you find delta 1 and delta 2, we need to calculate virtual number of teeth on pinion and gear by using equation Z1 is equal to cos delta 1, ZE gear is equal to Z2 by cos delta 2 for gear. Then we need to find Lewis form factor using same equations as we have used in spur gear design. Okay, are you there? So we need to use same equations that we used in spur gear design to find out Lewis equation. Then ratio of YG by YP, and take materials, refer table 12.7 for materials. Then find out weaker of the gear pair. Then find out surface velocity for weaker using Z1 and N1 of the weaker of the gear pair. Then calculate tangential tooth load. And one change here is the cone distance is given by m by 2 into Z1 square plus Z2 square. Is that okay? And B is equal to L by 3. And Lewis equation for bevel gear is given by sigma naught CV By pi m, okay, divided by L minus B by L, that is multiplied by L minus B by L. And then M cube CV decide, and then CV is equal to 0.5, and use the equation for dynamic load, and then wear load, and endurance strength you consider, and complete the design procedure. Is that okay? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it is more or less similar to spur gear design. Okay. So only difference is you need to find out delta 1 and delta 2. Please go take out your data handbook and check for equations of delta 1 and delta 2. Please give me that equation number. Yeah, what are the equation numbers?
1.31. Page number 270.
12.31, sir.
12.31,
page 217.
1 second. 12.31 is for this thing, no? For acute angle bevel gear, huh?
Obtuse angle, sir.
What about acute 90 degrees and other things? From
So
where
right angle, so it's the same page, sir. Right angle is also on the same page.
Yeah, what are the equation numbers here?
So 12.31, 12.31B, 12.32A, 12.32B.
Oh, like that it is. So
Yes,
that
sir.
is 12.31 to
12.32, sir.
12.32 C or D? B.
B.
B. Okay. Page number
217.
217, nah?
Yes, sir. 217.
Okay. Yeah, others please note. Others please note.
So for
Use
acute
of
angle, it's 12.29, sir.
For obtuse angle, it is?
For acute angle, it's 12.29A and B.
29A, 12.29B, and 12.31, and so on. Okay, no? That's
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes,
Yeah. Okay. So use appropriate equations, and here it is going to be sigma naught CV by pi m into 1 second. So I'll, this may be here into L minus B by L. So for this also I'll put bracket. Okay. Into L minus B by L. So this is the Lewis equation for bevel gears. Is that okay? So I'll go through the design procedure again. First, as usual, we are going to find out Z2 using the equation that we have been using in spur gear design. So take Z1, minimum number of teeth depending upon the tooth profile given in the problem. Then for a given shaft angle, okay, for a given shaft angle, calculate pitch angles delta 1 and delta 2 using equations 12.29 to 12.32b in page number 217. Depending upon shaft angle, whether it is acute angle, right angle, or obtuse angle bevel gear. Okay, hope you are all there with me. Then calculate virtual number of teeth on pinion using Z1 by cos delta 1. A virtual number of teeth on gear using Z2 by cos delta 2. The cos delta 1 and delta 2 you would have found out in the previous step. Then find out Lewis form factor using same equations that we have used while calculating Lewis form factor for spur gears. Is that okay? and then find out Yg by Yp ratio. Choose materials from table 12.7 and see that the ratio of Yg by Yp is almost equal to ratio of sigma naught P by sigma naught G by choosing allowable static stress of the materials from table 12.7. Then using sigma naught Pyp and sigma naught Gyg equations, find out weaker of the gear pair. Then further design is going to be based on weaker of the gear pair. Then find out surface velocity in meters per second using Z1 and N1 to be that of weaker of the gear pair. Then find out tangential tooth load given by 1000 PCS by V. If not given, service factor CS is going to be equal to 1.5. That's what we have been taking in spur gear design. Then find out cone distance L, that's given by m by 2 into root of Z1 square plus Z2 square. So you'll get L in terms of module. B is equal to L by 3. Substitute them in Lewis equation and find out m cube CV desired, and then take CV is equal to 0.5 and follow the same procedure or iterations that we did in our spur and helical gears. Then calculate dynamic load. So only addition is going to be here. Multiplication is with reference to cos. It is not cos beta. I think there is. I'll just check. Wait. I'll give you the proper equation over there. It is 1 second. So there is no cos beta here because it is for helical gear. Okay. So use the equation for dynamic load, same equation as we used in our spur gear design. Okay, and then find out wear load. Yeah, find out wear load D1 BQE K by cos square. Again, cos square, it is not the cos square beta, it is cos delta 1. Copying from, this is cos delta 1. That is, delta 1 is here. Okay. No more issues there. Okay. Okay. Now find out FW, that is wear load given by D1 BQ EK by cos delta 1, where D1 is MZ1, QE is 2Z virtual number of teeth on gear, virtual number of teeth on pinion plus gear, and then take endurance strength K, then substitute in FW and see that FW is greater than FD value. Any doubt in this? Any doubt in the procedure? Anybody? Any doubt? Are you okay? Any doubt here? So if no doubt, so you take down the bevel gear design procedure from the screen.
So why are we using delta 1 in FW equation?
Which one?
Delta 1.
Yeah.
Why are we using delta 1 in FW equation?
There is an equation derived here. It's a derived equation. Okay.
Oh.
So we need to use delta 1 there. So if you want more insight into all those things, you need to get into derivation of these equations, which is not in the scope of this syllabus. Right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. It was basically helical gear, whatever I copied, I think it was there. And what I have done. Okay, okay. Here I change. Anyway, let's see that later. Yeah, here. Yeah, not on the procedure. Please take out your data handbook and check for Lewis equation. Note down this Lewis equation properly. Okay. What is the Lewis equation number? Anybody? Nilesh or somebody? Can you give this equation number? Lewis equation.
So 12.37, sir.
1 second. 1 second. It is 12.37. Page number
218.
218. Okay. Others, please check and note down. Okay. And check for this FW also. Someone please check for FW equation.
So 12.41.
12.41 slash
219.
219. Okay. B1 BQK, no? By cos delta 1 only, no, it is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you are finished, we'll go further.
Done, sir.
Done, huh? Okay. Others? Anybody needing more time? Is it okay? Please note down this problem. Design a pair of bevel gears to connect two steel shafts at 60 degrees. Okay. Design a pair of bevel gears to connect two steel shafts at 60 degrees. It is essentially acute angle bevel gear. The power transmitted is 2.25 kilowatt. Power transmitted is 25 kilowatt at 900 RPM of pinion. The reduction ratio desired is 5:1. The teeth are 20-degree full depth involute and pinion has got 24 teeth. Okay. Check the design for dynamic and wear considerations. That is, design a pair of bevel gears to connect two shafts at 60 degrees. So that is the angle made by shaft axis is 60 degrees. That is the value of what? That is the value of theta. Okay. That is the value of theta is equal to 60 degrees. And power to be transmitted by this gear pair is 25 kilowatt given in the problem. And then the speed of pinion is 900 RPM and velocity ratio is given is 5. So therefore, speed of driven member or gear is going to be equal to 180 RPM. And Z1 is given you as 24. So multiply that by velocity ratio 5. So you are going to get Z2 is equal to 120 teeth. Okay, that is the data that you can extract from the given problem. Then for acute angle bevel gear, that is shaft angle theta is equal to 60 degrees. Calculate delta 1 and delta 2 using equations sin theta by I plus cos theta, which will give you delta 1 as 8.95. So directly 60 minus 8.95, you can get it as delta 2, that is 51.05. Or you can also use the equation here and then calculate delta 2 separately. It is better you calculate delta 1 and delta 2 using calculator, so that if there is any mistake in delta 1 can be caught here at least in delta 2 calculation. Then calculate virtual number of teeth on pinion and virtual number of teeth on gear. Then find out the Lewis form factor on pinion and Lewis form factor on gear. And then find out YG by YP ratio, which in this case I am going to get as 1.282. Then I have chosen forged steel untreated and forged steel treated from table 12.7, and I found their static stresses values to be 220 and 172.6. So what I'm going to get is almost 1.274, which is equal to 1.28. I take it as almost closer to that. So that is the material that I'm going to choose and find out weaker of the gear pair. Okay, please do this much calculation and let me know whether all the values are intact. Check your values. If there is any variation, please let me know. Could you understand how it has to be done? Please calculate and cross-check your values. Are you all working?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Finished, huh?
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Are you getting this delta 1, delta 2 properly?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Done, sir.
Done, na? Okay. We'll go further. So calculate V. Which is the weaker of the gear pair for your calculation?
Pinion.
What was the values here? 25.6 and 25.75, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then continue with the surface velocity, tangential tooth load, then L. B is L by 3, okay? That will give you 20.4 m. Substitute in Lewis equation. Yeah, here one thing that we need to know is, yeah, please listen, all of you. The value of beams per gear design we used to find out using Lewis equation. But here, since the entire procedure of solving is little longer, so we just multiply module with whatever that B is equal to L by 3 equation that we have taken, no? So B is equal to L by 3. So whatever the module that we find out, so multiply with that module and round it up to next whole number. That's all. Okay. Don't get into Lewis equation. If you substitute get into Lewis equation, that will give you a quadratic equation. Then solving it, all those things will happen, and answer will be same as what we get using B is equal to L by 3. So while calculating B, use L by 3 equation only to calculate B in case of bevel gear design. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please calculate. What are you seeing on your screen now?
A link, sir.
Link. Okay, let's see if I can open from here. It is going to some Internet Explorer. Please calculate and let me know what is whether m is equal to 4.5 is correct. Are you getting M cube CV desired equal to 30.34? Anybody who has gone up to M cube CV desired?
Yes, sir. Getting, sir.
Okay. Finished, huh? Did you finish? Yeah? Is it over? Anybody is there?
Yes, sir.
Gautam, working?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Try to complete the problem early. Anyway, we'll take it, continue tomorrow. Is that okay? We'll continue with the problem tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.